Arr! Today we be talking about boat anchors. Hi, welcome back to the Four Seasons. I'm your host, Ken Johnson, and I just want to welcome you to the channel if this is your first time viewing. As my viewers have already noted, I have started a kayak project. I bought a kayak used, and now I'm doing little modifications to get ready for fishing. And so we have some pretty dangerous waters around here, especially if you're in a small vessel. And if you get hung up in a kayak with a bad boat anchor, that's bad. A lot of people die every year from boating in Northwest Florida. So that's a huge concern. I've already done one video on a boat anchor or kayak anchor. It's a limb anchor, and I will put the description down below so that you can go to that video and watch that limb anchor, and that's one of my anchors. But sometimes you don't have a limb to attach to. Sometimes you need a regular traditional claw anchor. And so I am going to show you how I took this store-bought anchor and I modified it because there's some issues that you see on YouTube that they talk about these zip ties and they don't give enough information. And the problem is, if you don't modify this the right way, you can actually create a problem for you that will be just as dangerous as the way it came out of the box. So the way it came out of the box can get you killed. And the way a lot of YouTubers tell you to do it can get you killed. So please watch this video and I'll see you back. And before you even start, I tell you what, pause right now. Hit the like, subscribe, and then hit that bell if you hadn't already. That will get you new content as I put it out. And that right there will keep you looped in as this project continues with the kayak. But now we're going to cut to the video. Already on a previous episode, you saw my anchor system for the kayak. This is a limb anchor. And they're good to have. They're just handy, cheap little things that you can make yourself. If you haven't seen how I make this, I'll link the video below. But another thing, when you don't have a limb, you need to get a kayak anchor. And so what we'll do is we'll open this up. We'll look at some flaws, or a flaw that I see immediately with this that we need to fix. And I'll show you a solution and explain why what you've been watching on YouTube is wrong and how to fix it. But this is just a 1.5 pound kayak anchor. So we're going to open up and see what's wrong with this. So this is a typical anchor that you get from Walmart. Nothing special. It's just one of those anchors that there's a little thing right here that you get right here, and then it comes out, and then you take and do like that, and now you got your claw part. And then you got this, which is your shackle, and it's tied to the shackle. And it says it's 0.7 kilograms, so 1.5 pounds. The problem is, if you get a limb and you're caught up in it, this rope is so strong you're never going to break it. And it's just, you're going to have to lose your anchor. And nobody wants to lose an anchor that you paid, well, I mean, you might as well say I paid $15. It's a little bit, maybe a little bit less than that, but not much less than that. for this anchor, because I'm going to be doing some fishing in this. And so there, but you notice there's a hole here. So what we're going to do is we're going to modify things a bit, and I'll show you how to fix this. First thing we got to do is untie this. So take this and untie it. Alright. Now, okay, the first thing I did is I untied this. Now I'm undoing the shackle. This will become apparent why I'm doing this in a minute. Just make sure you don't lose that piece. And now I'm placing this here. So my shackle is going right here in the bottom part of my anchor. And just screwing this in, which easier said than done when you're on video. Anybody who does YouTube knows that once the camera's rolling, that's when everything goes wrong, usually. So that's on there good. Now I've got the shackle on here. Alright, now, and then I got this. So, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tie, I'm going to just use a improved cinch knot. There's other knots that you can use. They obviously used a different knot here, but I like the improved cinch knot. I think that it's stronger than the other anchor knot that they used. So that's what I'm going to go with. And go like that. Go like this. And tighten it up. It shouldn't go anywhere. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. And so then what I'm going to do, everybody says take a zip tie and put it to this, but I want to explain something. Zip ties come in different pounds, or what they call tensile strength. So this right here is a Harbor Freight one, and I deliberately used the Harbor Freight one not just for cost, but the tensile strength is roughly, it takes about 18 pounds of energy to break this tie. That's fairly light. But when you're in a water situation, you think about it. We have people that they catch 50-pound king mackerels on 14-pound test line, 12-pound test line. So when you're in an aquatic environment, 18 pounds is still a lot to try to break a line, but it's a lot less than some of these other zip ties. Some of these zip ties take 40, 50, 100 pounds. So if you just use any zip tie, that won't work. You need a light duty zip tie that's made to break real easily. So look at the tensile strength of it, and go from there. So I'm going to cut this open and get out one of these. And this will go, I'm going to go a little bit further out, not much more, but right about there. I'm going to put this through the eye, and I'm going to zip tie it up. Trim it off. Now, why did I do it this way? Well, let's say that I'm hooked up on a limb. So we got a limb going on here. I'm pulling this way from the boat. It's pulling, it's pulling, it's pulling. I can't get this thing to go, and so then now it comes undone. It just broke and it comes undone. Yes, I might lose this. I'll probably put a carabiner or something on this to keep it from falling off. But the main thing is I've not lost my anchor. The anchor comes this way, it goes around, I'm good. So I'll put a carabiner on this. That's it. So that's the reason for the zip ties. And I wanted to show you, it didn't take much energy. I mean, 18 pounds of force can be a lot, especially when you've been out kayaking all day. You get tired. Been catching a bunch of fish. You know, yes, it gets tiring. But I'm going to go ahead and zip tie this up again. Trim this off. And that's my anchor system. Pure and simple. Okay, welcome back. And so, as I said in the video, I was going to put a carabiner on here. I did. So this is the carabiner. You can buy shackles, and they sell these shackles, and they run about $4 to $10 a piece for one of these shackles. If you want to do that, by all means. But Walmart, they sell 2 of these little carabiners for $1. So 50 cents versus, you know, at least $4, if not more. So I personally, I'm using the carabiner. It's not going to totally stop this from coming off, but it's going to be such a big hindrance that it probably never would. And then this is the zip tie. And just make sure you use a lightweight zip tie, because again, you don't want to be caught and pulling and having waters that are white capping over your boat. And that's where a lot of people, they get turned around. They get on a issue that's dangerous, because with a kayak you think you're safe, but actually you're not. So as waves rise and dip and all that, when it dips down, let's say you got rocks here, when it dips down, you may only have a foot underneath you when normally you would have 5 foot. Okay? So you're in shallow water, because we have a lot of shallow water here. People are like, well, how did somebody get hurt? Well, because they got caught up. And so when they're pulling, they get turned up, and then you get a wave that comes up. Well, let's say that it's a 2-3 foot wave. Well, that's 2 or 3 foot above maybe the 5 foot of water depth that you had. So now you got 8 or 10 foot of water over you, where you was just now at 1 foot. And so you get caught up in this and you can't get a breath. Maybe you get caught up in the anchor line. Maybe you're trying to save a pinreel because you took a pinreel out on a kayak. You can buy another pinreel. You cannot buy yourself. But that's some of the reasons why people die. And so you want something that's light force, get that anchor undone, get you safe, and then you can get out to deeper water where you can maneuver. So you don't want anything that's going to be a hazard. You need to be very aware. And so that's the point of this video. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you can get future content. Subscriptions are free. And I just want to thank you for spending your valuable time with me. You don't know how much it means to me. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. So have a great day. Goodbye.